Radio.
Welcome to the war room. We got Dez, Kill, Jimmy, PJ, B. Austin, the Hot Blood Commander. How you want it in a 1 or 2 hour show to keep the brain running with the premise to talk sports on a national level. Bold with the topic, sorta like the rebels. When it's game time, they like the Fab Five during prime time. Sports conglomerates speak their minds a little bit. For sports medicine and sports veterans and greats. The 4th and 26th saw the war in Kuwait. It's the war room with 5 nights at the round table. 5 Philly guys diversified and educated.
Yes, sir. What up, War Room Nation? You are once again live in the War Room, brought to you by War Room Sports and Sports the Book on that WRS Podcast Network. I'm your boy, Devin McMillan. I'm at the round table with my brothers, Jimmy the Blueprint Williams and that cat, B. Austin. We got a great show for you this week, NFL playoffs and awards, college football national championship recap, Oscar nominations, and a lot more. But keep it locked right here. And if you want to holler at us throughout the show, y'all know what to do. Join us right now in the JW Philly Realty chat room at blogtalkradio.com/the War Room, or join us on Facebook or Twitter at War Room Sports. You can also call us in directly about 40 minutes from now when we open up the Digital Extreme Tech hotline at numbers 323-410-0012. During the week, when we're not live on the air, make sure you check us and all our partner shows out by visiting warroomsports.com, clicking on the WRS Podcast Network tab, or listen on the War Room Sports mobile app or on iTunes. You'll find some of the best shows the net has to offer, sports and non-sports, and you can listen to archived episodes of our show, The War Room. Our homies over there on the Broad Street line. Shout out to Roy and Chris, the Tissue and the Tape Hip Hop Show. Shout out to those guys. The No Look Podcast, Eye on Sports, a whole lot more. You can also check the listings over at fatsradio.com for syndicated air times of all your favorite WRSPN sports shows, just the sports shows, including our show, The War Room, which airs over there a few times a week. Yo, fellas. All right. None of us won this Powerball unless one of y'all dudes is holding out. But let's chatty patty with our own imaginary funds for a minute.
No doubt.
What would you guys have done had you won that kind of money? If you've been living under a rock, we know that the jackpot for the Powerball was a record 1 point. Actually, they said it got up to 1.6. Everybody thought they were playing for 1.5. It was about 1.6 billion with a B. 3 people won. Somebody in Tennessee, a ticket in Florida, and a ticket in California. Lucky bastards. But what would you guys have done had you won that kind of money?
Well, first and foremost, the very first thing I would have done is probably called my brothers up in War Room Sports and issued them their employment contracts, $18 million a year over 10 years with $70 million guaranteed. So we'd have put your employment contracts in place. Then I would have contacted NASA and informed them that I wanted a studio built on the moon, because that's capable now. Like we can do that. I probably would have never put any other clothing on other than a towel and sandals and a Chinaman hat. And I probably would have hollered at every theme. Never mind. Go ahead. Somebody else take the money.
He already about to give up half of his.
But I know he broke already. Mine would have been basic. I'd have bought a frog and a dog with a solid gold bone. I probably would have a treaty with Tahiti. I probably would have hit up.
Because you own a percent?
Because I own a percent. You already know. I would have hit up Elon Musk and I would have, tried to take a trip to Mars for no other reason. Just go up there for 5 minutes, take a selfie for Instagram. You know what I'm saying? I would have did it for social media. You know what I'm saying? So I would have did a bunch of reckless things and reckless behavior. So it's probably a good thing that I didn't hit. I would have never gotten dressed again. I would have literally wore ball shorts, a tank top, and got a bulletproof Toyota Sienna and just traveled the world on that. And I would have got like a midget Cambodian driver. But, with
phone books on the seat.
With phone book. I would have definitely got a midget driver just because of the optics when we got anywhere. And I'm dressed like a bum. Do they
even make phone books anymore?
Why would? They do, and I'm gonna tell you why I know they do, because I get pissed every time they drop one at the crib, I'm like, why are you giving me? You're doing nothing but wasting paper. Like, what are you doing? You're wasting paper. Is there any way I can opt out of that? Like, if I can opt out, anybody out there listening on the podcast or live, yo, if you can opt out of getting phone books, please let me know at JW the Blueprint, because I'm tired of them putting phone books on my porch, and I'm like, yo, I don't use these.
I need a no phone book list.
I need a no phone book. Like, is it an opt out or something? Like, you know what I mean? But I would have done a lot of reckless behavior. I would have visited every Asian bathhouse on the entire country. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so I'd have gotten all kinds of trouble, but I would have had a bunch of fun.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. Me, just hoes and cocaine. That's
for
all.
Me,
I
definitely wouldn't
like
have had
my
a house.
man.
I'd have just had a plane, and I'd have landed every 3 or 4 days in a different.
All right, that's what's up, man. So, but it's crazy because when that, well, I can't say that kind of jackpot because we haven't seen that kind of jackpot before. But, you know, when it gets up into the hundreds of millions and stuff like that, it's like everybody buys their tickets, whether they're buying 1 ticket, 5 tickets, or 10,000 tickets. Shout out to Shaquille O'Neal. You know, everybody's just thinking like, yo, what am I going to do with this money? Like, yo, I'm praying that I wake up and don't have to go to work tomorrow, because a lot of people, not only would they have quit their jobs, and I heard a lot of people lying, talking about they wouldn't have, but not only would people quit, speaking for myself, if I had to, you know, if we were doing the 9 to 5 thing and I hit the Powerball like that, like, not only would I quit, but the people at that particular job probably would never even see me again. Like, I wouldn't even go there to pick up my belongings. If I had anything important there, I just have to send for it. Like, they may not ever see me again unless they, you know, check out the War Room Sports YouTube page or something. All right, but look, man, Jimmy, tell everybody what happened this week besides the 3 tickets. I don't know how many people won. I just know it was 3 tickets. So, you know, that could have been like 40 people per ticket. After it's all said and done, everybody talking about these jackpots, everybody could be getting like $25,000 a piece. But
like on Marty Marr?
Yeah. 3 tickets, it might have been like 90 people per ticket. And people, I guess you can still make a nice living off of that.
Yeah, that chicken.
But you can't do that kind of math, that viral math, that meme that was going around. You got to do math better than that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. And shout out to the lottery in general for being a poor person's tax. I'm not going to break that down for y'all, but y'all can do your own research. All the lottery is a tax on the poor. Anyway, if your schedule,
damn sure is.
If your schedule is too hectic to read as much as you want, whoa, I'm all on the wrong. I'm about to give Audible a shout out all early. We talking about what happened while you were on the grind. We talking about what happened while you were on the grind. I got
TV dude about to not sign that check. Like, oh, what you talking about?
Yo, DirecTV just added me and cussed me out. Like, how are you going to give Audible another shout out? My fault, DirecTV. Listen, if you like a better TV experience than cable has to offer, including NFL Sunday Ticket, go to our website, which is warroomsports.com. Click on the logo and get a better TV experience at a discounted War Room Sports sign-up rate. Here's the thing about DirecTV. It is the only place to get the NFL Sunday Ticket. And if you really consider yourself a football fan, you should watch the games. Stop watching SportsCenter and try to tell me about a game. I'm tired of y'all doing that. Hit up DirecTV. Go to warroomsports.com. Click on that DirecTV logo. You know, get DirecTV on us.
That's right. Stop telling us about quarterbacks who threw for 400 yards if their team lost by 26. Got it.
Listen, man. RG3, a.k.a. the Cornball Brother. He left a note after clearing out his locker. I mean, I guess he's officially done with the Washington professional football team. You know, their team's talking about
not his choice.
Yeah, it's not his choice. I mean, he lost his job. It is what it is. My man hasn't even been active since week 5 at this point. It's crazy how mighty he's fallen. He was Black Jesus 24 months ago, and now
you don't even know what the uniform
was conspired against him.
And he was so bad, they told him, we going to leave you in act. You're not even going to suit up. But he left a note trying to do the right thing, I guess. What do you guys think about RG3's tenure in D.C.? And do you think that he can have a future in this league?
Dev, would you like to? Because my thoughts are, first and foremost, to give us shout out. Go ahead.
Well, the note for me, first and foremost, I don't know, because I've seen some people giving him praise for it, some teammates. I mean, they might be doing that knowing, like, all right, dude's not here anymore. We can at least say something nice about him. But reading some of the bars on the note, it still seems like RG3 doesn't fully get it. You know, even though by all accounts he handled this season like, you know, he took his punishment, like, I'm going to call it punishment, but, you know, he took his demotion like a man. You know what I'm saying? He handled it like a quote-unquote boss. You know, the young dudes can understand me if I say it that way. But he handled the situation pretty well by all accounts. You know, he is RG3, so once in a while a tweet or something stupid is going to come out because of his ego. But this letter, and I don't necessarily think this was like written for his exit or anything. I think he, you know, it was already in his locker and he cleaned everything out, but he moved this to a more visible place, taped it there so everybody could see it. I still think sometimes that he doesn't really get it, because when you read the bars on this letter, it kind of seems like he's still blaming everybody else for this situation except for himself. Now, you know, there's a lot of culpable parties in this whole thing, but you have to take accountability sometimes, and that's a part of the problem that he's had throughout his tenure. He came here and he was like a demigod, like his first season, and all of that went to his head. So from then on, you know, when fans were still riding for him and they were giving him excuses like, you know, this was such and such fault and the line's fault and defense's fault, I think he started to buy into that, and his letter kind of reeks of that. So, but to answer Jimmy's question, you know, second chances are out there to be had. His name floats around, so somebody's going to give him a second chance. It's up to him whether or not he can earn a starting spot again. He'll float around. He'll be a backup. He'll be in the NFL. He's not Jamarcus Russell bad. You know what I'm saying? So he's good enough to be in the league. So we'll see.
I mean, I think he'll get another starting job. Think about it. He started back up, but the NFL is crazy, and quarterbacks go down all the time, and there's always somebody looking for a quarterback. I mean, the Cleveland Browns will always be here. So, you know. Yeah. I mean, my thing is, with RG3, man, look, it is what it is. We've talked about this ad nauseum, you know, in terms of him coming in, what happened, and what we saw, and, you know, now he knows he's no longer here. So we knew this was happening. It is what it is. I want to see the Cornball brother land with another squad, if nothing else, just to, you know, laugh at him and crack jokes.
I believe that, unfortunately, at this gentleman's, at his cost, but not really, because he's made a fair wage and quite a bit of money, but at his cost, we end up right. And by we, I'm speaking of War Room Sports, because I think at least three of us, if not the entire War Room Sports family, predicted that, number one, while very, very talented, Robert wasn't necessarily the best quarterback on that roster. And so in 2011, when Cousins and Griffin were drafted, we said Kirk Cousins will probably, more than likely, end up the starting quarterback here. We were hailed as everything from blasphemous to Uncle Tom's to I don't know what any negative remark you can think of in the book, any negative name we got called. We proceeded to break it down for the people and explain, you know, the values and merits of, you know, a more traditional quarterback versus a quarterback who puts himself in harm's way. So there's that aspect of it. Then there's the big gorilla in the room, the 8,000-pound gorilla, which has already been alluded to, Robert Griffin's ego. Robert Griffin's ego is so big that when he was successful and they were winning games under Shanahan, my man said, no, I don't want to be a running quarterback. The fact that I didn't have a playbook at Baylor and I don't know how to sit back in the pocket quite yet, and I'm still learning the nuances of the quarterback position, be damned. I want to stand in the pocket and stand tall just like every other John Wayne-esque quarterback that I've ever seen, and I want to throw the ball downfield. Shanahan said, you're not ready, son. Robert went to the owner, demanded that this be the case, and the rest is history, and this is just the culmination.
Yo!
He about to rehash the whole history.
No, I'm gonna cut it off. That's the culmination of the story. This is it. This is it. He's gone. Where will he land? I don't know. As you guys said, there's room for Robert in the league, and quite honestly, I hope that he does get it together and he's able to pursue his dream, and he doesn't become just a laughing stock. It's like, no, I don't. I want to laugh at him some more.
Anyway, man, B. Austin, I don't even know what you talk about no more, so I'm just going to leave that whole story alone and talk about one John Calipari, who, they've been trying to get him into the NBA for a couple of years now, not as if he's going to come in and have immediate success, but his success in college game right now can't be denied. But he says if he's to come to the pros, here's what he needs. He wants you to back the truck up, give him a 10-year deal for $120 million guaranteed. What do you think about Calipari's demands? Do you think he's just saying that and see if someone will call his bluff?
He don't want to coach, but he's laying it out there. And if you're foolish enough to give that man a Powerball ticket, he'll take it. What am I talking about? Powerball tickets are more than $120 million these days.
I think it's never a bad thing to shoot for the stars. What they say, shoot for the stars, land on the moon, or is it the other way around? I don't know.
Yeah, other way around.
But it's I think it's kind of ludicrous to even expect that anybody would do that. But in today's day and age, you never know. Somebody might mess around and do it. Some organizations are about the name rather than, what has been proven. Because on the NBA level, not much has been proven by John Calipari. He had his first little stint. It wasn't that successful. What he's not realizing, and maybe he does realize, he just knows what his name weighs at this particular moment. But people who are backing this, what they may not realize is it's a whole different level. And I'm not just talking about the play on the actual court. I'm talking about the fact that, this is the NBA. You can't just go out and recruit. There's free agency. But by the time a dude from college goes into free agency and he's a big money guy, by that 4-year stint and he's a superstar in the league, they're probably no longer giving their college coaches credit for what they are right now anyway. So it's crazy to me that he would think that he could be that arrogant that he thinks he can come in to the NBA level and demand that kind of money. But who knows, man? Somebody might give him that kind of money. He might end up back in with the Nets, and Prokhorov might break him off.
Let me ask you a question. Is it because it's him? Like, what if Coach K asked for that same bread? Would you have the same reaction?
I mean, that's a lot of bread. And
no,
Coach
it's a lot
K,
of bread. But Coach Calipari,
Coach K, he hasn't proven it either. And taking what usually amounts to a bunch of superstars and winning a gold medal doesn't necessarily equal what Coach K would have to do in the NBA with a regular team either. So, I think it would be crazy for any of them to ask that.
I get your point, but I think a lot of times people see Calipari. Calipari has this reputation of being an a-hole. So a lot of people don't bang with him the way they do Coach K, who has this this little meek and humble presentation.
Yeah.
So I was wondering whether he has the same feeling.
Type of dudes K is. So
yeah, we definitely
not on that bias. But the dude, his record in the NBA.
Out there. Pause.
His record in the NBA is 72 and 112. So that's not really something that you can hang your hat on when you're trying to ask for. Maybe if he hadn't done it before and he built up his name to what he is in college now, but he's done it
from a percentage standpoint. That's close to Don Nelson. But that's either here nor there. Shout out to Casey Mack, who's in the on Twitter. He says it's going to happen. We're going to see $100 million coach. He thinks that Saban going to the University of Texas to be the first. So he thinks that one day we'll see $100 million coach.
No, I don't doubt that at all. I'm just not
no
sure
doubt.
if it's going to be Calipari in the NBA.
Yeah, that's almost guaranteed. That's almost guaranteed. It's coming.
Keeping it in the association.
University of Texas got more money than NBA teams.
True. Keeping it in the association, well, not necessarily the association, but your man Jordan Crawford, who once played in the association, he's now playing in China, and he dropped 72 points in a game. Are you guys impressed? I mean, he was 9 off of Kobe's 81. Are you guys impressed, that Jordan Crawford is able to do this? Will he get a museum?
I'm impressed. That's the next thing in China. He scored 72, so he at least going to get a statue. Next game, it's going to be out there.
He should get a statue.
Whatever his greatest highlight was from that game, they're going to form a statue in its likeness. But I'm impressed. It's professional basketball. And like I always tell people, you score 70 points, 80 points, 90, 100 points. To me, it really doesn't matter what level you're on, because a lot of people who dismiss that kind of stuff, saying, well, it was this team or it was that league, that's the kind of person who couldn't score 72 points by themselves in a gym, because they'd get tired before they get enough buckets to score 72 points. So, a lot of people, you can't score 72 in their shadow, but they want to dismiss things like this. It's 72. It's against other human beings, against other professional human beings. Stephon Marbury is over in that same league, getting statues and museums and everything made out of his image. So it's some competition over there. It's not the NBA, but do your thing, Jordan. I mean, he's the same dude who said he was going to be better than Michael Jordan. So maybe he had to go to China to start that up.
Listen, man, it's difficult to score 72 in NBA 2K. So salute to him.
He only made 4 3-pointers.
Damn!
he was 20. He was 25 of 52 from the field. I'd been mad if I was on his team. He was 4 for 12 from 3-point range, and he was 18 for 20 from the free throw line. But he also got 16 boards in the game, though.
He was just
Gordon did have 72
and 50 shots.
That's monsters. But they lost, and they lost by like 9 points. And his team is 5 and 23. So that's why he got the green.
That's one part of the story that no one ever talked about. They lost the game.
That's why he got it.
Anyway, listen, man, here comes the segment where, it's a little sad and what happened while you were on the ground. Former Butler player Andrew Smith dies of cancer at the young age of 25. F cancer. Rest in power. Terrible story. I don't have nothing to add to that, man.
Yeah, I don't want to dwell on this too long, man. But rest in peace to the young man. The sad part about this is kind of like his wife was documenting things. She had tweeted the other day about the doctor saying there was nothing more that they could do, and she just had to just basically watch her husband die. And then when he actually passed, she tweeted, Andrew peacefully passed away in his sleep and in my arms as I told him I loved him this morning. Love you always.
Come on, Dave. Stop. I don't want it. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't want to dwell on that, man. Rest in peace to the young man.
Yeah, man. Listen, man. On a lighter note,
we're hearing too much of this, fellas. We're hearing way too much of this, man.
Yo, cancer is out of
young
pocket,
people,
man.
old people, kids.
Yo, F cancer, B. Listen though, on a lighter note, Lawrence Phillips was found dead in his cell.
He said a lighter note.
From what they say maybe suicide. Lawrence Phillips, man, my man, was given an opportunity, and you talk about someone not taking advantage of their opportunity. He's just reckless. I mean, my man murked his cellmate. So he probably wasn't coming home anyway, but nonetheless, I mean, my man went and murked him. So what do you guys think about Lawrence Phillips' legacy?
Well, this is being investigated as a suicide, so that may have set in with him, what you just said, I'm not coming home anyway. I guess you say I don't want to die in this place, but if you have to die in this place, maybe you want to die on your own terms. I don't know. Hopefully I will never know, and I will never have to make decisions like that. But like you said, Lawrence Phillips was the epitome of, I don't want to speak ill of the dead, but he was an F-up, man. Like,
yeah.
He was a beast at what he did. He was a great football player.
Yeah.
Threw it all away. I mean, now that he is dead, and I'm dead serious with this, maybe they need to call in Dr. Omalu and see if there might have been something else going on in that man's brain that we may not know about.
Yo, it's funny you say that because I never thought about that. My next question was going to ask you, one thing I've never heard in reference to Lawrence Phillips was anything about mental health, because something obviously had to be wrong with Aki. But you know, maybe his mental health due to something else. We need to bring in the doctor so
tell the truth. Tell the truth.
We need somebody to tell the truth, man, and find out what's going on with this young brother, man, because he didn't have it all, obviously. But you know, R.I.P. Lawrence Phillips.
When Lawrence Phillips' name comes up at this point, what can you say? What can you say? It's like without having a personal relationship with him, you can't really even speak about there's never been anything that wasn't negative. There's never been. He has no positive news. What do you see about him at the funeral? Like,
he had a 100-yard. He had a couple 100-yard games.
That's a good, interesting question. They're gonna talk about how BC was in Pop Warner. You know how they lie at everybody's funeral,
like a 150-yard game against the 49ers or something.
You know they lie at everybody's funeral, though. Everybody's the greatest man since.
He's gonna be a great guy at the funeral.
Yo, you can lie, you can embellish though. There's nothing here. There's never been anything good.
I guess they could turn this into a memory, sort of like a suicide prevention thing. Man, listen, that's what happened while you were on the grind. We definitely got to give some birthday shout-outs, man. I do not want to talk about Lawrence Phillips ever again in life unless he has a 30 for 30, because that'd probably be interesting. But Dev, as we always do, tell the people who is having a birthday today and this week.
All righty. If you, do you or your business need a custom website? Well, for dynamic, professional, and most of all affordable custom website solutions, you need Digital Extreme Technologies. No need to break the bank for an effective online presence. Top quality results-driven websites and incredibly affordable prices. Financing options are available, so visit digitalextremetech.com or call 267-205-4203. And for discounted rates, make sure you tell them that War Room Sports sent you.
My birthday, yay!
All righty. I'm only giving 2 birthdays today. If y'all need everybody else who's having one, just check out the homie KC Mack on Twitter, because he's going to let y'all know who's having a birthday today. But we're going to give a shout-out to one Byron Leftwich, who turns 35 today. Byron Leftwich, he was a quarterback that I actually liked. I thought he was a little underrated at times. I guess he didn't stick in the league because they didn't like that he was a black dude who couldn't run. But the memory of him will always stick out in that college game where, he was injured and he was taking them down on a 2-minute drive, and he was tossing completions, and then his linemen were carrying him to the line. Like, that was that heroic stuff that people love to see in sports. So shout out to Byron Leftwich, tough guy who couldn't run, on his birthday. And we want to give a shout out. If you're an 80s baby, if you were a kid, at least growing up in the 80s, late 70s, early 80s, mid 80s, you know who this guy is, because you probably watched WWF wrestling, not WWE. Hacksaw Jim Duggan turns 62 today. So shout out to Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Byron Leftwich on their birthdays. We're going to give these guys a nice big War Room salute. Salute! And happy birthday.
My birthday, yay!
All right, and real quick before we get into some hot topics and recap this national championship game with Fred Purdue, I'd like you guys to check out our website, warroomsports.com. While you're there, look around. Make sure you click on some tabs, research, do your thing. Just click on the Contact Us tab if you want to send us a message. For general inquiries, you can email us at info@warroomsports.com. You can buy memorabilia. There's a tab for that. You can click the blog tab if you want to read our latest articles on the All Sphere and Sports and More blog. You can click the respective icons and tabs to like our Facebook page where we talk sports 24/7, to follow us on Twitter, to subscribe to our iTunes podcast, to watch our webcast at War Room Sports TV, to listen to the WRS Podcast Network, and to download our free War Room Sports mobile app to get everything I just mentioned on the go. You can join the JW Philly Realty chat room right now during the show if you want to talk to us at blogtalkradio.com/The War Room. To enter the chat room, sign up for a free profile on Blog Talk Radio. If you don't want to do that, all you got to do is sign in through your Facebook or Twitter accounts. And while you're at it, make sure you click follow because that'll get you updates and reminders about the show. We'll also be taking questions and reading posts from Facebook, Twitter, and the chat room during the show. But if you want to call in and speak with us, the Digital Extreme Technologies hotline, which will be open in about 10-15 minutes after we talk to Fred Perdue, that number is 323-410-0012. Press 1 when prompted. If you're already listening from your phone, just press 1 if you want to talk. We want to ask you guys one more thing. We've had a survey on our website for the past week. The survey is closing tomorrow, so we would love for all of our listeners, supporters, and just everybody out there who's ever read a story, talk to us on Facebook, listen to a show, listen to the network. We need you guys to fill out this survey. We got some big things coming down the pike. We want to cater all of our content to the people who matter the most, the people who are out there listening. So we want to know what you think. We want to know, who you are. It's anonymous. I'm talking about who you are as far as the demographics are concerned. So fill that out for us. Just go to warroomsports.com. It's the first flash ad that will appear right in the middle of the page. Just click that. The survey is less than 4 minutes. I'd say you can get it done in 2.5 to 3 minutes. We really need you to get your voice heard. So fill that out for us. All right. Hot Topics. Jimmy, tell the people who Hot Topics are brought to them by.
Absolutely. If your schedule is too hectic to read as much as you want, just try audiobooks. Kick back and let someone else do the reading for you. Just visit Audible. Go to audibletrial.com/warroomsports, and we can get you a free book, and you can try the Audible service. Everyone knows that I love books. I read books. I listen to books, and I definitely use Audible on a daily basis. So audibletrial.com/warroomsports to get you a free book. Dev, before we bring Fred Perdue on, I do have a hot topic, and I want to get you and B. Austin's opinion on this, right? Jonathan Stewart and Mike Tolbert of the Panthers made the Pro Bowl, right? So their linemen. Can you hear me?
You're breaking up.
Oh, all right, I'm sorry. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
All right, what I was saying is Jonathan Stewart and Mike Tolbert of the Panthers, who both made the Pro Bowl, decided they wanted to treat their offensive linemen. So they went together and bought all their offensive linemen Vizio smart TVs. First off, they got Vizio. Why not Samsung? But they got the Vizio TV. And they bought them all. They got them all 49-inch Vizio TV. Now, I mean, a gift is a gift. I thought it was amazing. But you know how people do online. They have to slander everything. So everyone goes in getting Vizio. And not only that, 49-inch TVs, FOH. What do you guys think about that? I mean, they don't have to get him anything.
I think that's what I was about to say. You don't have to get him anything. A gift is a gift. A nice gesture is a nice gesture. You know how they say it's the thought that counts. It's difficult when you're buying, especially offensive linemen, because most of the times they make more than you do. So it's difficult. It's like that question, like, what do you buy the guy who has everything? We're pretty sure most of these offensive linemen probably have 90-inch screens or 100-inch, projection screen somewhere in their house. A gift is a gift. Maybe the dude could put it in his bathroom. Maybe he can put it in his kid's room.
Or his car.
Maybe they'll sit in his garage. But either way, it's a good gesture. Everybody don't have to get Rolexes.
They both went in together to buy these Jones.
Hey, man, I don't know what their contract hitting for, man. It's just cheap. And like you said, it's Vizio. Vizio is probably, if we're talking, at least a little bit of quality. If you want to say quality TV. Video is the cheapest that you can get. Look, man, it's Jonathan Stewart and Mike Tolbert, man. First of all, they're not used to making the Pro Bowl. It's not an every year thing.
Yeah, I just want to say you thought about it. Here's why I asked, because like I know everything online. People will find fault in anything. We can say like they found the cure to cancer, right? So the comments will say about damn time. Like that's just how the internet works. But the amount of slander I saw on this, I thought was kind of funny, considering they gave them a free TV.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of them things. Everybody who was slandering would have taken the gift, and they probably got like 14-inch TVs in their house. So yeah, it's all good.
Shout out to Vizio. Vizio, you can sponsor something, and we can work things out. But
I don't know. But to take the side of the internet listener, I'm gonna just say, shout out to Jonathan Stewart for having a base salary of $9.5 million and buying the cheapest TVs you could get. Like, shout out to you for that. Shout out to you for having 5 years, $36.5 million, $9 million signing bonus,
were they 4K?
$7.3 million, and $23 million guaranteed. $23 million. And just getting a 40-inch flat screen. Shout out to you.
Eddie made Mike Tolbert go half with him, though.
Yo, he made Mike Tolbert and
all right, so it's a 4K
don't even
smart,
pay fullback
right?
to the league.
49-inch? Yo, real talk. That TV was like $500 a piece, maybe. I'm looking now at videos.
He made Mike Tolbert go half with him, though. Jonathan Stewart, man.
Mike Tolbert is a fullback, so he's technically a glorified lineman, and based on his eating habits, he's definitely a glorified lineman. So no Mike Tolbert slander.
All new. This was last. They probably, I don't know if they, he probably got them the old ones too. All new 2015 Vizio M Series 49-inch class Ultra HD full array LED smart TV. $599.99. Out of stock on Vizio.com, probably because
it's probably out of stock.
Mike and them bought all of them. Yeah, Jonathan Stewart and Mike bought all of them.
Yo, my man took his $8.3 million this year and spent it on cheap TV. Shout out to you, Jonathan.
Real quick though, Jim, before Fred comes on the line, everybody out there, if you've been listening for a while, then you know that not only are we sports heads over here, but we're movie heads, TV heads. Like entertainment is basically our lives. So the Oscar nominations came out earlier today. Jimmy and I actually do an Oscar picks show prior to the actual Academy Awards every year on War Room Sports TV. So if you're into film, make sure you check that out. We have, 2 shows, Jim? We've done it 2 years running now?
Yeah, 2 years in a row.
So the nominations came out,